Oh, there are stairs. I didn't see the stairs.
Yeah, but I really liked the enthusiasm there. That was excellent. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So for nearly 15 years, you've been an ongoing advocate for music education through your profound support of MusiCounts initiatives and events. How does it feel to receive this award tonight?
Well, it feels a bit strange because, I mean, I have certainly helped with from the initiation of it, and certainly helped with the Juno Cup, but there's so many people that do so much work, and they're the ones that are out there searching for all the money, and most significantly going through all the applications, and they're the ones that sort of keep the enthusiasm up, and every year I come in and do throughout the year I might do some stuff, but they're the ones that are really the foot soldiers, so I feel like a representative.
I think that you're being very humble. I understand you're the driving force behind Juno Cup, which is also the annual charity hockey game that has become a staple of Juno Week. What are some of the highlights from this year's game?
Well, I would like to tell you, I mean, you probably aren't that interested in hockey, but the musicians play against the NHLers, so it's a real David and Goliath event because the NHLers are so much better than the musicians. But in the second half, we tied the game, so we actually had a tie game, and then we heard that it was going to be 3-on-3 overtime, which I think you can understand puts us at quite a disadvantage. But we almost did it. So 32 seconds left, they scored. So that's about as close as we have ever come. I mean, we won once, but it was kind of a sham. But this was close. This was close. Close enough that I think all of us try so hard that we're so sore and disappointed afterwards. And the NHLers, it's just a little walk through the park for them. So there's the highlights of the game.
Eli.
Sure.
Hey, Jim, Eli Glasser from CBC News. Can you give me a state of just musical opportunities in schools right now in Canada, and your typical public school? Because it seems to me, just from my own personal experience, it's so hit or miss. Yeah. I myself was lucky enough to go to this wonderful public school in Thornhill. It had a band program, a stage band, a jazz band, a steel pan, and you go to the next school and there's nothing. And so it just seems to be now left to the teachers. But as someone who's right there in the middle of it all, what are you seeing?
Well, you're lucky to have gone to a school that had multiple musical forms, because most of them have a single music program that, when MusiCounts is giving grants, they're giving grants to buy instruments. They are usually replacing instruments that are 25 to 30 years old. Those instruments, they don't actually work anymore. So there's saxophones missing keys there. It's pathetic. I mean, it's truly pathetic. And if I remember in the early days when I sat on the board and looked through the applications, you're talking about schools in wealthy areas. It's not all just deprived areas. You're talking about the entire school boards of provinces not really providing enough money to keep the programs going. And it's like I said in my speech, part of it is inspiring because it's inspiring what MusiCounts does. But part of it is despairing to see that so many of these programs are in such dire need, and they're just on the edge of extinction. And I don't think that I don't really think that they're still allowed to do private fundraising to make the schools different from each other. So this charity is really necessary.
You look at the success of the Alessia Caras of the world right now. Why is it that music in schools at an early age doesn't get the respect you think it deserves?
Because I think that people think it happens naturally. I think they think that it's like weeds coming through the sidewalk. You can't stamp it out. It'll come out. No matter what disadvantage you throw at music or musicians, they'll somehow survive. And I would say that there is some validity to that, but I would also say that it's not just about creating professional musicians. It's about opening people's little kids' minds to arts in general. As you come in, maybe you play the flute when you're in grade 5, 6, 7, or you're in a stage band in high school. That's not necessarily what you're going to do for a living, but at least you are aware of a whole world of arts that may have a profound influence on your life as you carry on. I think that that's the best way to look at it, and hope that there are a few gems like Alessia Cara that come out of that.
Thank you.
Sure.
One last question over here with Rudy.
Rudy. Rudy,
you doing, my
Rudy,
friend?
Rudy, do you love me?
Well, talking about where music starts, and it starts in the schools, whatever. What do you think about the artists of today? Because you've been doing this for a long time, my friend. You've seen how the Canadian landscape has changed with the artists from 90s, 2000, and now. What do you think about the artists of today who are representing Canadian music around the world?
Well, I think we all should be very proud. And I think 25 or 30 years ago, the idea of launching an international career was still a little bit of a pipe dream, and now it's a given. It's an absolute given. You have an opportunity coming from Canada to be whatever you want around the world. Now, part of that is the democratization of music in general. That it's not necessarily in the hands of big record companies anymore. People can start independent. They can get on YouTube. They can make themselves known. But I think that I think that it probably comes down, in my opinion, to the fact that Canadian people love music, and they support music, and they go out to see music, and they love their own bands. They love the fact that Arcade Fire's from Montreal. That is an added bonus to them, so they can be faithful to that band. So I think that is the essence of launching a career wherever it is launched, is the faithfulness and openness of the audiences that you play for, and that's Canadian audiences.
Any other questions? Thank you very
Thank you
much,
very
and
much.
congratulations again.